Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to read from Awakened Imagination and the Search by Neville Goddard, Chapter 7, Creation is Finished. And I also just want to mention something that one of my new clients just told me with her specific person after 7 months of crickets. And then I also was thinking, I got to be careful how I move my head here. I also wanted to read another email from another client who has gotten actually really good movement with her person, and the mirror, the reflection, is showing something that she doesn't prefer, doesn't want, but she has to look at the reflection and be very clear of what it's saying. And it's literally just showing what's active within her. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I hope that you guys enjoy it. Before I get into this, if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your specific person back or change the dynamic or literally transform anything else in your reality, I know that I can help you. Email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Then go to my website, coreunion.com. You can book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so let me get into this, and whatever comes out, comes out. Awaken Imagination and the Search by Neville Goddard, Chapter 7, Creation is Finished. I am the beginning and the end. There is nothing to come that has not been and is. Ecclesiastes 3:15. Blake saw all possible human situations as already made states. He saw every aspect, every plot and drama, as already worked out as mere possibilities. As long as we're not in them, but as overpowering realities when we are in them. He described these states as sculptures of lost halls. Distinguish, therefore, states from individuals in those states. States change, but individual identities never change nor cease. The imagination is not a state, said Blake. It is the human existence itself. Affection or love becomes a state when divided from imagination. Just how important this is to remember is almost impossible to say. But the moment the individual realizes this for the first time is the most momentous in his life. And to be encouraged to feel this is the highest form of encouragement it is possible to give. This truth is common to all men, but the consciousness of it, and much more the self-consciousness of it, is another matter. The day I realized this great truth, that everything in my world is a manifestation of the mental activity which goes on within me, and that the conditions and circumstances of my life only reflect the state of consciousness with which I am fused, is the most momentous in my life. In other words, fusing yourself with what it is that you want in your life, fusing yourself with the 3D is just going to create more of that. That's what getting in union means. So get in union with the highest and best possible state of what your life would look like if you were living in your assumption, living in your end, in other words. Okay. You want to literally fuse yourself with that. But the experience that brought me into this certainty is so remote from ordinary existence, I have long hesitated to tell it, for my reason refused to admit the conclusions to which the experience impelled me. Nevertheless, this experience revealed to me that I am supreme within the circle of my own state of consciousness, and that it is the state with which I am identified that determines what I experience. Therefore, it should be shared with all. For to know this is to become free from the world's greatest tyranny, the belief in a second cause. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. Blessed are they whose imagination has been so purged of the beliefs in second causes. They know that imagination is all and all is imagination. We let go of second causes, and that is buying the pearl. I don't know if you can see this. This is supposed to represent a little pearl, even though it's not a real pearl. But you let go of all second causes. Buying the pearl means that you go 1,000,000% all in your trust in your end, and not second causes. In other words, you know that it is you that's making the firm decision and choice. You are selecting, this is who I am. This is what my life looks like. This is the love that I have. This is the relationship that I have. These are the finances, and this is the health that I have. And you fuse with that and you go all in. And there are no other causes except your willingness to surrender to that. I am the beginning and the end. There is nothing to come that has not been and is. Ecclesiastes 3:15. The world of creation is finished, and its original is within us. Okay? We saw it before we set forth and have since been trying to remember it and to activate sections of it. There are infinite views of it. Our task is to get the right view and by determined direction of our attention, make it pass in procession before the inner eye. If we assemble the right sequence and experience it in our imagination until it has the tone of reality, then we consciously create circumstances. This inner procession, I don't know if I'm even getting that word right, I'm sorry, is the activity of imagination that must be consciously directed. We, by a series of mental transformations, become aware of increasing portions of that which already is. And by matching our own mental activity to that portion of creation which we desire to experience, we activate it, resurrect it, and give it life. I almost want to go back a little bit because this is so important here. If we assemble the right sequence and experience it in imagination until it has the tone of reality, then we consciously create circumstances. Sometimes if you're in a relationship with your person and you are affirming for a deeper connection, more openness, more vulnerability, a tighter bond, a happy life together, and then everything seems to go to shit. Like everything just goes to the opposite. Everything seems to just blow up and crumble. And then there's a separation. You're not realizing that these circumstances of the separation, in a lot of cases, the separation, that it is the very thing that needed to happen, which was not a negative thing. Separation is preparation. It gives you time to release and let go of the little fears that you had within you, your limiting beliefs around love and whether it's safe to be in a marriage, maybe because you were married and something horrible happened, or anything. I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but during the time of separation from your specific person, this gives you the opportunity to purge and let go of the old limiting beliefs that no longer serve you or your life, and certainly do not serve in a happy, harmonious, loving union. If you don't believe that relationships are safe, something that's said or done is going to be perceived by you that love isn't safe. So don't blame your person. Forgive your person. Let that go. Not your person. Let the perceived circumstance go. And then go within and do the inner work for you to fuse yourself with the life of yourself where you are completely safe, stable, secure, in a healthy, loving, nurturing relationship. And you see the highest and best in yourself, and you only see the highest and best in your person. Think of the world as containing an infinite number of states of consciousness from which it could be viewed. Think of these states as rooms or mansions in the house of God. And like the rooms of any house, they are fixed relative to one another. But think of yourself, the real self, the imaginative you, as the living, moving occupant of God's house. Each room contains some sculpture with infinite plots and dramas and situations already worked out, but not activated. They are activated as soon as human imagination enters and fuses with them. Each represents certain mental and emotional activities. To enter a state, man must consent to the ideas and feelings which it represents. These states represent an infinite number of possible mental transformations which man can experience. To move into another state or mansion necessitates a change of beliefs. All that you could ever desire is already present and only waits to be matched by your beliefs. But it must be matched. for that is the necessary conditions by which alone it can be activated and objectified. Matching the beliefs of a state is the seeking that finds, the knocking to which it is opened, and asking that receives. Go in and possess the land. So this would be like if you guys are wanting to manifest a relationship with your person, if you're in the collective that I'm in, where you and your person deeply, deeply, deeply love each other so much that the intensity is overpowering sometime. When you get in your feelings, you can see evidence that the moment you get in your feelings, your person gets in their feelings. And when you start to feel scared that, ooh, something's about to happen, boom, something happens. And you know that the love is there, but the two of you guys have a story that love isn't safe. And so there's the back and forth that happens. If I'm wanting to manifest a healthy relationship and I'm walking through the halls of this mansion, and if each room represents a state of the life that I could be living in, if I'm constantly fearful that nothing is happening, basically doing the things that I constantly try to tell you guys to stop doing, social media, checking on them, repeating the old story, venting about it to friends and family, going here or there to try to see if somebody can tell you what is going on. All of that is the stuff that keeps you in the room of separation. This is why it's so important that I always beg you to please stop doing. So the moment man matches the beliefs of any state, he fuses with it. And this union results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, dramas, and situations. It becomes the individual's home from which he views the world. It's for this purpose of training us in image making that we were made subject to the limitations of the senses and clothed in bodies of flesh. It is the awakening of the imagination, the returning of his son. We were subjected to this biological experience because no one can know of imagination who has not been subjected to the vanities and limitations of the flesh, who has not taken his share of sonship and gone prodigal, who has not experimented and tasted this cup of experience, and confusion will continue until man awakes and a fundamentally imaginative view of life has been reestablished and acknowledged as basic. I should preach the unsearchable riches of Christ and make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world has been hid in God, who creates all things by Jesus Christ. Ephesians 3:8-9. Bear in mind that Christ is in your human imagination. As the appearance of our world, or when you choose to go into your Christ conscious, as the appearance of our world is determined by the particular state with which we are fused, so may we determine our fate as individuals by fusing our imaginations with ideals we seek to realize. On the distinction between our states of consciousness depends the distinction between the circumstances and conditions of our lives. Man who is free in his choice of state often cries out to be saved from the state of his choice. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have our king over us. Samuel 8:18-19. Choose wisely the state that you will serve. All states are lifeless until imagination fuses with them. All things, when they are admitted, are made manifest by the light. For everything that is made manifest is light. Ephesians 5:13 and Matthew 5:14. Ye are the light of the world. I think that's all I want to read for now. And then I want to talk a little bit about a couple things that came up with a couple other clients. So hopefully you guys are still with me here. So let me talk really quickly first with my client. We met for the first time, I don't know, maybe it was a week or so ago. I don't remember. My time is fuzzy. The day that we met, she had said that her SP messaged her a week previous to the day that we met. He wanted to see her. They ended up seeing each other. They spent the night together. It was amazing and incredible. All of her affirmations, he repeated back to her. So when she was going within her heart and soul, letting go of all her barriers, dropping all of her walls, seeing herself in her highest and best, seeing him in his highest and best, and allowing that love to flow between the two of them, he was feeling all of it in the exact same time in real time because it's precise. He repeated it all back to her. And then he even said that we've had this incredible, immense, intense connection since day one, since the moment that we met, that everything between us always flows perfectly. I want to read an email that I got from another one of my clients this morning. I haven't read it fully, but I skimmed it. But basically, I'm going to read this so you guys can get the gist of what's happening here. And then I'm going to give her advice. And I know that this is going to help a lot of you guys in the collective. So she wrote, I don't know where to start. And I'm not going to be reading this word for word. I don't know where to start. I'm doing everything that I can with my SP, but everything is going horribly wrong. We always go through these bouts of contact and no contact. And it's been a year and 7 months, and I'm getting very tired of it. In the most recent times, we didn't talk for a few months, which is the longest we'd ever gone without any contact. Before we went into no contact, we did both agree that neither one of us would reach out until he was ready for the commitment. So a little time went by and he randomly sent her a message, "Hey, how are you?" And when she replied, she said, "Why are you reaching out to me? Because we had this agreement." And he said, "I just really wanted to check in on you." Just to pause for a second, to reflect on this for a second. Okay, let's say you're doing the inner work. You guys agreed in the 3D, you guys agreed that he wouldn't reach out until he was ready. And then he reaches out. Just go into your heart and soul and be super thankful and grateful that everything is unfolding perfectly right now. Remember what we were just talking about? You fuse yourself with the state from which you want to be living in. So you want to fuse yourself that everything that is happening between us is the unfolding of it, and stay there. Don't fuse yourself with they're still not ready. I ended up having a conversation about how upset I was with the whole situation, and I didn't understand why it couldn't work. He gently told me the same thing that he's been saying for over a year. I do want you. I do see myself in life with you. I am attracted to you, but I'm scared of commitment and I have a lot going on. Just give me the time, and I promise you, when I'm ready, I will come back. At this moment, hearing him say this for the 100th time is frustrating me. Now, I'm actually not going to read the rest of this because I do feel like it would probably be hard to make it private and confidential. I'll figure out a way and I'll maybe make another video with this. But I hear how frustrating it is that that's happened 100 times. But even if it happened 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times, I want to beg you to be patient with this. And this is the reason why. And it's just like with the previous video that I did. When your person does show up and there's still feelings of fear, of commitment, of not wanting to be in a relationship, but they tell you that they do love you. They don't know why, but they just can't, for whatever reason. And maybe it may not come out as eloquently as that. It might actually come out in a more painful way. There might be words that aren't quite as sweet and nurturing as that. No matter what, if your person comes back and they profess love like that, that is so incredibly deep. It reminds me of the song, Tell Me It's You, the little song of the Lion King between Mufasa and Sarabi, which you guys should listen to. You have to recognize, just like with the other previous video I did too, where another one of my clients, specific person, the communication has been increasing and building, and FaceTime, and clearly a lot of words of affection and love. And then he says, I don't know what it is, but there's a little man inside of me. Between that and then this person saying, I do love you, I do want you, I am attracted to you, I want to be with you, please just be patient, I'm not ready. You have to please look at the mirroring of this. All of these cases, he's not ready because you're not ready. You are still fearful. The reasons why you're fearful, some of it could have to do with obviously past experiences with him. So where you said your patience is wearing down because it's been 100 times that he's been saying this, all the more this tells me that this is real and he is your mirror soul and you guys do belong together. You have to let go of all the things that I actually didn't go into reading, all of that stuff, drop it all and let it go. He is telling you so clearly, you are the one. I do love you. I want to be with you. I just need you to be patient because I'm scared. And you have to step back and mirror that and recognize you need to be patient with yourself because you're just scared. So why are you scared? Because There were traumas growing up around feeling safe, feeling good enough, feeling that I can be loved and I'm not going to be rejected or abandoned. Those are the root causes. Those are the things you want to go back and revise. Forgive the frustration in yourself. Go back into being patient and loving yourself and knowing your value and worth and knowing his value and worth and seeing that he is actually, you don't want to see him as he's still not ready because he's scared. You want to see yourself as being ready, as being committed, as being safe to feel vulnerable, knowing that you're good enough now to have everything that you want in your reality. You do not have to do anything more. You are already perfect exactly how you are right now, even with your insecurities. But you can't fall victim to your insecurities and your fears and your limiting beliefs, meaning excavate them, pull them up by the roots. Go when you are in your trigger with him. These are the times where I say detach it from him. He does love you. He does want you. He's clearly saying that. Step back from him, forgive him, cry. The little part of you is screaming, I don't feel chosen. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel worthy. I'm not able to have what I want. I don't feel safe and secure. So you need to give yourself love. You need to cry and get that stuff out of your system. Hold yourself, love yourself. I am chosen. I am secure. I am loved. I am a priority. Of course, I'm his priority. I am chosen. Of course, he chooses me. But you might be crying. So give yourself the love that you want, but just stop directing it to him because he's mirroring back. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Then open yourself up to God, universe, source, your creator. Yes, you are the creation. Yes, you are God pushed out. But in these human moments, you might need to just open up as if God was outside of you. God is within you, but sometimes we feel like we're all alone when we're in pain and fear. And we've almost cut ourselves off and we're believing in separation. It's just an illusion. Open yourself up to God. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving these parts of me, and send all this love to your body, to the pain. Then go back and do revision from a time when you can remember where that trauma happened, where that feeling was made of feeling not good enough, rejected, all of that stuff. And go within as if you were 4 or 5 years old, whatever that age, and you are safe to really say everything that you need to get off your chest. But this time, the person who hurt you actually realizes what they're doing and they stop themselves and they apologize and they beg you for forgiveness. And you allow that little part of you that was young, that was feeling hurt, to cry. Allow that, all of that tears to come out, and allow yourself to feel seen and heard, and let them tell you you're perfect. This has nothing to do with you. You are perfect exactly how you are. Please forgive me. Please forgive us, whatever the case is. We didn't mean to hurt you, and we shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have said this to you, or I shouldn't have done this to you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And really allow yourself to feel that comfort and get the apology that you need. That's what that little energy needs. The thing I wanted to share with Mufasa and Sarabi, the words are, ever since you appeared, I've been running from something deep inside, and it's worse than I feared, because I look in your eyes and I can't hide. I push you away, but the feelings come back just twice as strong. I know I don't know what to say, but I know that I'm right where I belong. But he runs away anyway. And he basically says that, he goes on to say in the song, and you really should listen to it because it's beautiful. It's only like 2 minutes long. He goes on to say that he tries not to overstay his welcome. He's afraid to call something or someone home. He's afraid to allow himself to feel safe. So he just wants reassurance. And Sarabi's job, which she does beautifully, is she perseveres in love. She's stating her love, but she's not pushing, and she's just saying, like, don't run away from me. I know that it's you and I love you, and just tell me that you're the one because I can feel it deep inside. And eventually, because of her soft and gentle perseverance, she doesn't allow herself to get caught up in the 3D, which, by the way, everybody does. I have too. You have to forgive yourself for it. Again, it's part of the process of the middle that there are probably going to be arguments and fights. Normal. Don't beat yourself up about it. Forgive yourself and forgive your person. But you go back into that quiet cool, calm, peaceful space of pure, unconditional love for yourself and for your person. So you know your value and your worth. You know what you bring to the table. You know now that love is safe and it's safe for you to be loved right now. You don't have to do anything. You're perfect. In your imperfection, you're perfect. And that relationships are safe. And you also see your person is right now perfect in everything that they say and everything that they do, that they're safe, that they feel secure, that they're ready, that they're devoted, that they're faithful. You can't see yourself or your person as not being ready. But if you've also been doing the inner work, checking, doing the inner work, checking, doing the inner work, constantly noticing that nothing's happening or doubting the process. I don't really even think this is real. I doubt this whole thing. I don't think this is true. I'm not seeing any evidence. I'm not doing this right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Watch another video, watch another video, watch another video, seek for evidence in the 3D. Those are the things now you're fusing back to what we were talking about before. All of creation is done. So that includes the state of not being in the relationship and being confused and seeking evidence. So that's what you're fusing to. So please start trusting in yourself more. Start trusting that the end already exists and start living your life and being happy, really taking care of yourself. You're not in anxious waiting. If you are in waiting energy, you're fusing with the reality where you're always going to be waiting. Okay. Do you see how precise this is? Anyway, if you need me, just reach out. I love you so much. I hope that this video helped. Please do comment down below and affirm that you understand and you remember that all of creation is done and you are going to remain in trust and faith. Okay. I love you. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.